Oh my goodness. Battle Cat, you a fool for this one.
Welcome to the foundation. It is yours truly, the incredible DJ Battle in the building. Hey, it feels good to be back in here. And hey, you know what time it is. Let's jump straight into disclaimer time. Disclaimer time. Hey, basically letting you guys know that, hey, it's just the king up in here. And you know the usual spill. I don't want no drama, no BS, no legal issues, none of the above, because it's for entertainment purposes only. Before I get started, just want you guys to go ahead and follow, subscribe, the whole nine. You know the spill. Well. Look what we have here. The State of the Union address. Wasn't no surprise that he was going to give a long-winded speech. And for me, I didn't really put too much into it because, of course, he's going to be in a good mood and be happy. We know what the state of the economy is. It's in rough shape, right? But look at it from his aspect. He's a businessman, right? I mean, that's his claim to fame. Besides being a real estate mogul, he's all about business. So in his mind, so look at it from his perspective. Of course, the economy is doing very well for him. And you look at how people talk about his numbers being down as far as approval ratings and the economy being down. And, do you really think he care about that? Be honest. Everything he's been through, you think he really care about that? Here's the deal. Look at his net worth before and after. Supposedly his net worth before going into office was somewhere roughly around 2 billion. And now he's where? $7.8 billion. He's in a good space, financially. So would you think he really care about an approval rating? How he looks, how he's perceived as far as how good or not good he is as a president? He's walking out. If he left the office today, 7.3 billion in the bank. Be honest, man. He don't care about this. He don't care about the economy. He already hit his target numbers, so he's in a good place, and that's how I look at it. I look at it from that aspect. I look at it as he doesn't care about anything but his pockets and his family's interests. That's enough money for 10, 11 generations ahead. So we want to move forward because at the end of the day, he's sitting pretty. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure by now everyone has heard about the story about Delroy, Lindo, and Michael B. Jordan was at the award show. I think it was called a BAFTA. They were giving a speech, and you can hear somebody in the background with Tourette syndrome. He got selective, and he was like, bitch nigga. So I'm like, all right, Tourette syndrome, huh? Yeah, that's a stretch. First and foremost, the first outrage is that the people even heard it to begin with when it aired, because there was another party that mentioned something about free Palestine, and they took the time to edit that out. They didn't edit out the Tourette syndrome outburst of John Davison. Yeah, that's this character's name right here, John Davison. Now all of a sudden, it's Tourette syndrome, and of course, I like to do my broadcast a little later, get some time to do some research and talk to some medical experts and see if there's any truth about, just spitting out racist epithets in Tourette syndrome. And all the folks that I've questioned that's in that line of work, that have patients, they never heard any such of someone just blurting out racist epithets. So it was BS when I heard it. I already knew what it was. It was almost like a joke on every. It's almost like someone trying to have a sense of humor, because you don't miss that. Everyone heard it clear as day. You don't just miss that. So yeah, that it doesn't surprise me. And a big shout out to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, Lindo for showing professionalism and not doing what I think probably should have been done. Because one thing I know about when you're dealing with ignorance like this. When someone calls themselves having a syndrome that makes them spit out this BS, there's a remedy, there's a cure for it, and it starts from way back here. You got to reach, you got to lean back here, and you got to pull forward. Got the backhand them real good. That's a real good piece of medicine. And depending on your reflexes, the front might be just as well. I'm pretty sure that'll cure it. And you put them in that same situation again, They won't even say anything. They want to say, be like, oh my goodness, it's like you done cured him. He won't say anything now. He won't have any outbursts. Especially if you see a brother on screen talking like, yeah, I like to accept this award. He'll just be like, yeah, yeah. Respect the power of the hand. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Yeah. That's the cure. So yeah, man, that missed me with that. There was an error. There was a oversight. Nah, this was deliberate. And the only thing to do is you gonna make it worse. You gonna make it bad for some people, man. That's all I'm saying. Because most people ain't gonna show that same professionalism. I'll tell you that right now. Now on to some other topics, man. I'm pretty sure you all seen the feed where there's a Zoom meeting at Hunter College where they were having a community educational council meeting at a public school. Families on the Manhattan's West Side debated, a contentious proposal by, the mayor Zoran. And this is in New York we're talking about. While they were having, a spirited back and forth and conversation on the Zoom call, you can just hear a lady just kind of over. She must have thought her mic was on mute because you could hear her clear. Her words were clear. She was like, "They're too dumb to know they're in a bad school." And I was like, "What?" Talking about black kids, right? So I'm like, "Damn, man, this is a bold take." And then you hear her again. She still think her mic must be on mute. So if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. So, at that point, an apology is really not even necessary. And this is from Dr. Allyson Friedman. You're a doctor. So one thing is for sure, you're sharp. You don't get that title by accident. And your thoughts are very well formed. You know exactly what you was doing. And you know what you were saying. So these are the type of people who get in high places, whether it's on boards, committees, write curriculum, or just write out overall plans on how to run a school or a program. So if this is her mindset, imagine how many others have similar mindsets and the damage they're doing to kids that look like my kids. They're gonna treat those kids like trash for the most part, or put them on a pipeline to prison. They're not gonna be lenient, but to just put it bluntly, it's you have teachers like this, you have administrators like this that put our kids on a track to either being dependent or damn near just broken. You're supposed to go to school and shine and learn and come out feeling motivated. These people are turning school into a prison for real because you don't want to be there. You feel like you're less than, you're beneath, and it's all done on purpose. All done on purpose. And some people get hired in those high places because they have that outlook. And the only reason why she got exposed was because of her outbursts. And I noticed how on that Zoom meeting, when they replayed it back, they kind of blurred her face. I'm like, what's the point? We know what she looked like. Just let it be. I have more respect if you just say, hey, this is just how I am. This is what I think. Save the apology. Save it. If you can get away with homeschooling, I know it's hard with the way you got to have more than one stream of income in the household to support your kids. Figure out how you can get your kid in homeschool, whether it's through a neighbor, because some kids can. Some parents can do homeschooling and take someone else's child as well. I've done a show about this a couple years ago. One of my guests has her own homeschooling business where she teaches, families how to homeschool. So I definitely would love to get her back on this program because we see that kids are catching hell all over the place, whether it's through daycares, schools. You got more lockdowns than ever. School is really truly a chaotic place to send your kid. Have help parents get resources to be able to homeschool, like whether it's grants or something. For one, our kids are really not doing that well in public school. We're seeing kids graduate with no ability to read, critical think, or can't even write a paper, can't even write a paragraph. So the reading level is second and third grade, even after graduating. It makes you even wonder how they even graduate to begin with. But because they just pushed along, they just pushed through the system, and you just pushing out poor products for the most part, or someone who's basically not able to fend for themselves or take care of themselves, so they have to work for somebody on these low level jobs because they're already defeated. So yeah, definitely want to get the homeschool queen back up here so that she can give you guys some good resources on how to do it. On to the next subject. Now this one right here is rather disturbing. You know, usually when I go to hotels, I'm really funny about certain things. One is on your bed, there's always this little cloth. It's not the comforter, and it depends on what hotels you go to. So when you get to a certain level, you don't even see those little covers that go on top of the comforter. That's like on the foot of the bed. And those things don't get washed. They just get recycled and put back up there. You don't know what's on it. So yeah, the first thing I do is throw it on the floor. But I don't, like I said, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in years, but I just, one thing that comes to my mind. Another thing I've always been iffy about is coffee machines. And for obvious reasons, it's just so accessible. So many people go there on a daily basis there, and you don't know what people do to coffee machines out of kicks. That's just my mentality. I'm like, it's one of the things that's just too accessible. And people's mentality, man, you just don't know what they're doing. And then after seeing this, this latest drama about this influencer, I think her name is Tara Woodcox. Now she goes up here to explain, if you're in a pinch, if you run out of clean underwear, that this is a hack you can do to clean your underwear by using the coffee machine. So basically just taking your underwear, put it where the filter would go, fill up the coffee maker with water like you usually would do, and add a little detergent, and when the hot water runs through, it'll filter out and clean out your underwear. So that's beyond sick. You got all your personal germs and, oh man, just filtering out through the coffee machine, through the filter part, and through the coffee pot. Come on, man. And then you got the nerve to fix your face and get on TikTok or create a video or how to do it. Man, that hotel done got sued by many people who would use the same hotel or her room. And I would be outraged myself. I was outraged looking at it too, because I'm like, man, just think, that's just one hotel. If she travels a lot, that means wherever she go, you can assume that she's done this or something worse or something on that level. That's just nasty, man. Poor hygiene, just nasty. Look, when you travel, I don't care if you're going for 2 days, 3, pack you about 6, 7 underwear just in case, because accidents can happen. And if you need to wash it, go use the damn laundry room. You gonna use something that people use on a daily basis? Come on, man. What's wrong with people, man? They're sick out here, man. And yeah, she did get sued a lot of money too. So keep a look at her face, man. That's just another one of them folks that need to get that backhand. Yeah. Front hand. Baya. Sick, man. Oh, that's sick. Oh my goodness, boy. I'm just disgusted, because I love to travel, but I never use those devices. If I want a coffee, I'm going to get it at Starbucks. I usually like to go to a local coffee shop wherever I go. At this stage, just take coffee machines out of rooms. Don't even use it. That's what I would say. Just take them out, because of people like this. You probably better off just getting it cured. Damn, can they figure out a way to mess that up? Knowing someone like this, she'll try to figure out a way. Nasty, man. But the last one, man, and this is for the travelers. With everything that's going on in Mexico, with the assassination of El Mencho, the turmoil in Mexico is on a whole different level. So I would say, if you are traveling anywhere in the near future, I would say definitely be careful traveling to Mexico. I don't care if you're on a cruise. Just make sure, if you're traveling, do not step foot on Mexico. Why? You saw the outrage what took place once he was assassinated. The cartels went ballistic, harming individuals, burning businesses, and really, to be honest with you, targeting them. They're about to start targeting Americans too. So you remember there was in Mexico, you have a lot of communities where a lot of expats like to go to retire because the cost of living there is so cheap. So you take your little retirement money, whatever money you have saved up, you can live like a king down there for the rest of your days. Well, those places are becoming in jeopardy. Why? Because America, I think it was a large reason why El Mencho got assassinated. Keep in mind, they put that $15 million hit on his head. 15 million. So usually, cartels pretty much run, Mexico. They pretty much have as much clout in their country as the government, like the mayors or the president. They have that kind of respect and able to move around without having to look over their shoulders. Well, with that $15 million bounty on his head, it was actually the Mexican army that took him out. So it's gonna be a mess, and Americans will be targeted when they travel there. So when you're on them cruises and you stopping at places like Cozumel, or you start getting anywhere in them regions like that, I would advise you to not step foot off of that boat. Because even when I went on my last cruise last year around this time, in Cozumel, I was out in the tourist area because I try not to venture too far away. The people refer to you as rich American. Hey, rich American. I'm like, ho, man. Come chill out with that, man. Hey, rich American. Well, now with the cartels, targeting Americans now, you might come up missing or even shot because they're on a rampage down there. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, try to avoid those places. I don't care if it's Cancun, the Baja. I would say leave them places alone for quite some time because Americans are being targeted. I have talked to enough people to say, yeah, they had to get up out of there because the writing was on the wall and the cartels is not playing. I think it's just one of them things you just have to be careful when you travel. If you go to those areas, just make sure you stay on a boat. If you're cruising, don't fly there. Figure out a different vacation or somewhere else to go. So yeah, man, that right there is that's all I have for this time. Definitely may jump on next week. But yeah, people had to let me know to jump on and cover those topics. So hope you guys are doing well. If you travel, be safe. And if you're in the Northeast, stay warm because y'all got about 3 feet of snow. Good Lord. Whew. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, share with your folks. If you want to share, Cash App, $ DJ Battle 313. Wishing you all a safe and peaceful day. And I'll see you guys next week.